What's good, people? It's your boy G Money, tapping in with Industry's Most Wanted. You know how we do it from Dayton to Atlanta. Let's get it.
Heartbreaker fed it for the 20, I got 5 on it. Get a 9 just to test it out, put a 9 on it. Shit 5, take it to a hit, put a 5 on it. 7 in the series, out of 10 I can't decide on it. Fucking lie on it. I was born a real nigga, so when I die, hairy nigga, how I love, they can lie on me. Woke up in the morning with
What's going on? It is your girl, Tampa Mystic, and we are live. Where we at?
Industry's Most.
Y'all see them guns? I've been working out. Shout out to G Money, my bro, man. What is going on, family? Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. I'm just living life right now.
Listen, you look like you're loving life, like you're radiating.
I appreciate it.
You look great.
I appreciate it. I've been trying to find my way, over these years, and I think I found it. I do.
Listen, I love that for you. I feel like you deserve all of that and more.
Yes, ma'am.
You deserve it all.
Yes, ma'am. Vice versa. You know you deserve it as well.
Most definitely. Absolutely. Again, it's always a pleasure to see you. We're going to dive in because it's been a minute since we've done this, right?
That's facts. What, about a year?
It's probably been, I would say about a year and a half or so. So we got a lot to catch up on. So G Money in the building.
Yes, ma'am.
You're originally from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
You moved to the A in 2012. You moved here like literally right before me. I moved here in 2013. Well, let's just slightly touch on your backstory that people don't know. What brought you from Dayton to Atlanta?
To tell you the truth, just music.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I started selling beats online, and it just took off. Like, it just made sense for me to uproot, make a bigger, impact on my life and his music career. And that's what I did.
Got you. When did G Money realize G Money was on to something with this production?
Man, to tell you the truth, I think when I initially sold a beat for over like $300, and I was maybe 18, 19, just living out my dorm room in Toledo. And it just hit me like, bro, you can really make money off this, and you're actually good, so you might as well take it serious. And that's what I did. Who
was the first person to rap or sing or whatever they did on a G Money beat?
Man, I know I usually talk about like my childhood and stuff like that, but I'm gonna move to somebody more professional right now. The first person ever that really meant something to me was my artist that I still work with today, Shot Smoke. He was a barber at the time in Dayton, Ohio, and he kind of took me under his wing when I was about 14 or 15, and I would just give him some of the most trash beats. I mean, trash, and he would still make something happen with it. So that's really where I started with Shot Smoke.
That's a real one. Shout out Shot Smoke. Is he still actively doing music?
He is. We got an EP dropping. Just dropped the EP. Singles dropping. He's doing it big right now too with some dope songwriters out in LA. So yeah, Shot's on his way, man. He's been doing it for so long. I just feel like now is his time as well.
100%. When is he gonna be out here in the A? Any plans?
So he's shooting on trying to get here this spring, and of course I already tried to link you and get you guys
Please,
together,
I would love to have him come through and sit down and chop it up.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna make that happen.
Listen, coming soon. You heard it.
Come on.
Definitely. So your tag, I made the beat. It's one of my favorite producer tags.
Yes, ma'am.
It's very recognizable. I feel like everybody knows it. Didn't you have a secondary one that you launched at some point in time?
I did. I did a slight rebranding. Still rock with I made the beat.
Yeah,
that's the label now. The company. My new tag is Lot of Dollars.
Got you.
And that just came through a session I did with one of my homies, and he said a line, and I just kind of chopped it up. Asked him if I could use it. Now he getting a little credit on these songs as well.
That is hard. So, how difficult or how easy it is for a producer to create a tag that like you did, I made the beat. It's not only what you said, it was how it was said too. I made the beat.
Facts.
Is that a difficult task?
I would say maybe for some people, but when it's God's timing, he really just kind of puts it in motion for you. Like I didn't think of it. I wasn't trying to create a tag. It just stood out as I was recording a song one day, and that came about the same way as my new tag. And a side note, I knew the tag was special. I always knew it was special based off people telling me like, hey, that's dope, man. I like it. It's catchy. But I did a session with Ryan Toby when I moved to Atlanta about maybe 2014, 15. And everybody know Ryan Toby was in Sister Act, singing and everything. But it meant something when he heard maybe the first two of my beats, and he stopped one beat and he said, hey bro, what you saying on that tag? And I told him, I made the beat. He was like, don't ever change that. It's catchy, and it caught me right away. So that meant something to me when somebody of that caliber, that established, is telling you, oh, you got something, man. you got something, keep it going. So I roll with it.
I couldn't agree more. Like I said, honestly, and it's not because you and I fam, it's one of my favorite ever producer tags because it's so catchy. It's like I said, it's not only what you say, it's how it was said. Did you record that?
I did
See?
on maybe Ableton or Adobe. I don't even know what I recorded on. I was like 18 or 19.
So I have a question, and this is not to critique other producers at all. It's just a simple question. How do you feel about producers who have profanity in their producer tag?
I mean, I rock with it.
Yeah.
You know, to each his own. You might just be selling beats online and you don't really have to have it cleaned, you know, but it's going to come a point where you really want to become mainstream or commercial or have some hits on the radio. You got to clean that tag up. You might want to put an effect on it that kind of slurs out the cursing or whatever, but I'm all for it as long as it's dope and it fits the music and do what you got to do.
The reason I ask is because I spent 4 years on FM radio here in Atlanta, and I remember a specific scenario. I had somebody send me a clean version of their song, but the first 3 seconds, the producer tag had the word shit in it. and the artist didn't realize that, and I was like, I can't play this. You know, I can if I chop the producer tag off, but obviously I don't like to do that because I want the producer to get acknowledgement as well. So yeah, maybe have an alternative, you know, for the clean versions. You know, it could be the same tag, but a clean version for the clean version of songs.
Exactly.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea. That's why I chose to not put any cursing or any, you know, vulgar language in my tag. Try to keep it simple.
Absolutely, because you can literally, it can fly everywhere.
Facts.
So let's talk about some of the stuff you've done. You produced across multiple genres, from hip hop, R&B, pop, EDM, even some Christian music.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you adapt your production style depending on the artist of the genre?
You know, I have my set ways of making music and beats, but it's not really that hard for me to adapt to artists. You know, I'm so versatile when it comes to the genres. I usually just go off the energy or what the artist is looking for, and most times we just rock out like that. Like, they might say they want this type of drum pattern, or they might want this type of sound, and you know, just, I guess the producer in me just knows how to chop that up and do what I need to do to get it done, to tell you the truth. So it's not really a problem or challenge for me.
I love it. I love it. He said he's open for that challenge.
Always.
Okay, so without being biased, because you obviously have a couple artists that you work very closely with, so take them out the equation for just a minute. Who is one artist that you work with that, man, that studio session was amazing? It still blows your mind to this day.
Man, I've been through a lot of studio sessions. Okay, so since I've been in Atlanta, one session that always stood out to me, because this guy is still a legend, and I kind of looked at him for just inspiration in that session. Young Dro.
Man, Young Dro is one of the greatest ever.
I mean, when it comes to lyrics and knowing how to make a song, he top tier, top 5 to me.
Couldn't agree
especially
more.
in Atlanta. But that session with Dro was kind of like an eye-opening thing for me, coming from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And I'm like maybe 2 years into moving to Atlanta, and now I'm in a Grand Hustle studio with Young Dro.
Right.
With top engineers, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of helped me mold myself to be a professional, to see him work and see him come out and be, you know, just being Young Dro and then go into the booth and be professional. It just uplifted me. It showed me how to be a professional, to tell you the truth.
100%. Shout out to Young Dro. I feel like, man, I agree with you. I think he is such a dope, not just even an artist, but just a dope human being.
For sure.
Man, shout out to Young Dro, man. Y'all need to get another record in or something.
Please. You know I'm looking for it, Dro.
So when artists step in the studio with you, what do you focus on first? Is it the energy, the melody, the story behind the record? Like, what is it you focus on first if you're creating, I'm not talking engineering side, I'm talking about if you're cooking up for them. What do you focus on first?
Kind of like what you said when we started off, the energy.
Yeah.
I like to really get to know the artist before we even venture off into the music. It could just be that one session where we just met, but I like to speak with the artist and go through what they've been through, you know, what type of music and things they actually like to do. And then I kind of catch a vibe off that, and then we go from there. I might pull up some beats. I might pull up a raw session in FL, and we cook up from scratch. So I did a session this week with an artist that she gets love, but then she gets a lot of hate. And I think that's kind of propelling her right now, is the hate. But she, side note, was chosen to be on Drewski's Could Have Been Records. Season 2 could have been house.
That's hard.
Kiki Marie out of Dayton, Ohio. So she gets a lot of love, but a lot of hate because of the type of music she makes, and the type of, I guess, direction she's going in her career. But like her, I just had to kind of learn her this week and understand where she is going with her music. And after that, skies was the limit of that session. She was very outspoken in a great way. That helped me understand where I need to go with her, what type of content we need to make, what type of music we need to make, and what type of team or direction she needs behind her to make it work. So yeah, man, like I really kind of like to get in with the artist and understand them before we even move forward.
Absolutely. So you prefer to do on like set cookups versus sending them a beat pack per se, when possible?
When possible,
Yeah.
you know, with select people, because you got to protect your energy nowadays.
Ooh,
It's like,
Lord Jesus, tell them.
you got to know when to let some people go, because it will ruin your focus and your mindset. And you got to kind of realize when you need to choose this situation or step away from this situation.
Yes.
And I've been doing that a lot lately over the past few years. So
Your piece is absolutely priceless. And I'll tell you, coming into 2026, I would say late November, I had an epiphany and God came and talked to me and said, you've had enough. Because all last year, I let too much slide. And last year was a very stressful year for me mentally.
Yeah.
I had high anxiety. Like, it was just a lot. And I was like, I kind of reflected back on some of the situations that I encountered with allowing people to get too much access to me, too much back and forth with people that I didn't even know, like on social media. I said, I'm not doing that no more. God said,
yeah, it's draining.
It is so draining. So at the top of this year, I'm like, at the first sign of a red flag, I just cut the conversation. I'm not going back and forth with nobody.
I'm with you.
Because it doesn't lead anywhere but to a bunch of stress.
For real, for real. And I actually created this. I mean, I see FYP everywhere, but I put my own little twist on FYP, hashtag. And I see people say, find your purpose. So I took that and find your purpose, but find your peace.
Ooh,
at the end of the day. So it's kind of a double meaning, you know, but I live by that. I have a lot of quotes that I like to just tell myself daily, you know, and that's one of them.
You have to find your peace. And I think it all starts here within.
Facts.
We got to love ourselves first, you know, and I feel like once we truly fall in love with ourselves and find ourselves, because I feel like we're always refinding ourselves because we grow and we're maturing and life be lifing.
Man.
Don't it?
Last year, life for me. I will tell you
It
that.
did for me too.
It did.
How you feeling this year so far?
I'm feeling great. Like
I said, you radiating. I can see it.
I appreciate you. I'm feeling really great. Like things are looking good for me and my family.
Yeah.
Me and my team, you know, for me in general, I just feel good. I feel like I got back to why I started making music and what God's calling for me was. So yeah, I feel like I'm feeling good.
How were you able to kind of like spin the block on that? What brought you back?
Letting go.
Yeah.
I'll say this. A lot of people go through it with friends and family, and that's the most draining.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to realize they might be in your corner, but in your corner still might be something toxic going on that's draining you. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it. And that's what I did. I let a lot of people go, and not from my world, just from what I'm focusing on at that moment. So,
do you feel like letting go kind of goes both ways, where you let them go, or sometimes they eliminate themselves?
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they might be letting me go in a sense as well, because
like, no, sis.
you know, we might be clashing, but I'm always genuine and loving, so I always feel like I'm not doing nothing to push that person
Correct.
away. So it might just be I got to go my separate way.
Absolutely. And I have people like that as well. Like one of my business partners that I worked with for probably 12 or 13 years, we parted ways in 2024, and it's no hard feelings. Like I don't hate this person. I'll never go online and slander this person. We just don't see eye to eye no more.
Yeah.
If I seen him in public, I would be cordial, but we ain't hanging out on the daily.
Right.
You
It's
know?
love, but it ain't love. You know, I
Right, we
feel you.
love from afar.
Yup.
And some people, that's how you have to love them, is from afar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish you well, good luck, but good riddance at the same time.
Facts.
What's a mistake that you see a lot of artists, new artists, making when they're recording music?
If we're talking about the recording process,
Yes.
I would say rushing the product. You know, not having it the quality of the product being where it needs to be.
Speak on
You know,
it.
before you actually step into something. Now you just kind of washed out, you know, how people look at you in a sense because the quality is just not there. So that's one thing I take serious with artists. Like, please do it the right way first. You know, you can do it on your own time, or, you know, you got a passion for it, but just do it the right way, or do it how you would see something that you like being done.
I want to really, if you're cool, dive deeper in on that, because it's something I deal with often with me having the internet radio stations. I have a ton of artists that want to submit their music, and I always require to hear it first. Even though it's internet based, I still want to play quality music because I have a brand to protect.
Facts.
And I've gotten artists who've gotten really upset with me when I gave them constructive criticism. I don't never tell an artist, man, that's trash, or I always say it could use a better mix, or maybe the recording's not that great. You need to go back and re-record it. The song is okay, but it's not recorded properly. So I agree with you, because artists, whoever your favorite celebrity artist is, if you hear their song and you put yours next to it and it sounds totally different as far as quality,
Exactly.
that should be telling you something.
Go back and try it again.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I go back and look at some of my first interviews and the video quality was terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all about, we have to level up. That's why I say I'm not throwing shade. We all got to start somewhere. Just like you said in the beginning, your beats weren't that good.
I still make beats today where I'd be like, man, turn that shit off and start over on something else, because what are you doing today type. So yeah, you gotta find your, you know, what is for you and do it the right way, and everything will fall into place.
100%. So are you currently doing audio engineering for artists as well in regards to like mixing and mastering?
I don't really focus on that right now. It's not really my passion. Never really was. Like, I could always record an artist, mix and master. Now I will take like a song that's already made. If they want me to polish up the vocals and mix and master, I will do that. But just coming to the studio and being an engineer, you know, I'll do it, but it's not something I look forward to doing.
I'm laughing because I hear that from almost every audio engineer that I know personally. They're like, I'll do it, but it's not really their flavor. You know, they would rather be producing. What about engineering as far as post-production for film and stuff? Is that something you're interested in?
Yes, I've actually been working on a lot of sync music.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I linked up with a few companies that are trying to place music for me. You know, get me just into another playing field when it comes to this money coming in. So I love scoring film. I love scoring commercials. I love scoring my own content, and that's kind of how I build my passion for editing videos and wrapping my music around it. It just started with me making content, and I felt like, oh, I could really do this. I could really start scoring film and, you know, getting sync licensing. So I focus on that 100%.
There's a event coming up. I can't remember the date. It's a sync event. I'm going to get you the information because there's a couple guys that I've had the pleasure and honor of meeting and becoming friends with out here in Atlanta, DJ Cass and Aura Major, who both do sync licensing. Also do other things as well, but I seen it posted on their page. I'm gonna have to give you, because maybe that might be an event you pull up to. You never know who you might meet, what placements might come into play, because that's what they do, is they do placements for like Madden, Netflix, Disney, etc., etc. So I'll make sure I link you guys up because they're really dope, just like you are.
I appreciate it. You know, I'm looking for that. So yeah, I'm with that, especially the video games. I'm trying to venture into them video games.
Right. I know that they post often. I see that they're scouting for like Madden and stuff like that. So do you feel like as a producer you would have to create something specific that would fit those needs?
I've probably got like thousands of beats that I really feel like are ready to go too. Like I probably got about 400 or 500 that I just know are solid, where it could go anyway. So I could always create something from scratch, but I really feel like I have them ready.
You already got them ready to go in the vault.
They lined up.
So we don't have to talk about pricing because that's a case by case basis. However, are you offering leases, exclusives, and everything in between?
Oh yeah, that'll never stop for me because it's my foundation. It's where I came from. You know, that's what I know. So I always try to look after the artists as if they're not trying to get signed by labels. They can go to these producers and do the work themselves. So with my leasing and my exclusives, it's like a one-on-one experience with being the artist. You don't have to really worry about having clout to get beats or do whatever. If you can come correct and you invest in yourself, I'm gonna work with you.
If an artist is just starting out, we'll say they're their first year in, where is the best place for them to look for beats at? Because a lot of them don't know producers yet.
Right. I mean, the internet is out there, so it's like YouTube used to be, one of the biggest things. Of course, we had BeatStars and SoundClick, beat sites. But I really feel like you can go on these social media platforms, as many people that promote themselves, and just find a dope producer that you rock with. Like, you might love their sound initially. Start messaging them and build that relationship with them and just see where it goes. And if not, you always got YouTube. And it's the same way. Like, if you reaching out, I hear so many people talk down on YouTube producers and you're getting your beats from YouTube. Like, what are y'all saying? To me, that's hate. Like, you're doing something because you're not successful at it, so you rather down it instead of looking at the positive outlook on that. Like, these YouTube producers, I know some of them are making thousands of dollars. Not just monthly, it could be weekly to where they're making now $10,000 in a month from selling beats, from the views and the streams. So why are people looking down on that when they have fans they're building as well? They have clientele they're building. Like, it's like you can't do it, so you rather hate on it.
That's what it boils down to. Mm-hmm. The people with the least amount of motion always have the most to say.
Come on.
Because they ain't got nothing going on. Zero motion ass.
Look,
head ass. God damn it. Most definitely. But you're right. And let's be honest, the largest streaming platform is YouTube.
Come on.
So why would you not want to put your work up there?
Exactly. And they're paying you out.
And I get a check they pay out quarterly for what I do, but like once a quarter, run me my coin.
Run me my coin. And you working for it. You're not about to discredit my work.
Exactly. Like, so at what point in an artist's career, maybe like they have a song that they've leased a beat from you and the song's picking up steam, picking up traction, do you feel like that at that point they should go ahead and purchase the beat from you?
For sure.
If it's still available?
100%. I always tell artists to buy it exclusively from the front.
Okay.
Of course, get the lease if you don't have the funds to get the exclusive. But yes, like when that song starts to get any traction, you want to own your rights to that, so you can go back and collect. You can go back and build. You can't really build if you don't own rights to that music. So your song could take off and do 1 million views, and you don't own any rights to it. So it's like, come on now.
That would be hurtful. That actually happened to somebody I know. He leased a beat, and the song started picking up a little bit. When he went to go back and buy it, it was sold already.
Yeah.
Boom. Like, have you ever recreated a beat for somebody, or would you?
I hate it. You know my story. So it's like what I've been through in this industry, specifically when it comes to the Bryson Tiller and J. Cole situation. It's all about recreation in that situation and having files and still recreating it, not just hearing it, but having it in front of you and saying, recreate it. I look down on it in the sense of my situation, but if you recreating somebody else's beat, try your hardest to put your own flair on it.
Right.
Do not do it beat for beat. Like, come on. At least try to create a derivative work of that work. You know what I'm saying? At least try to stand out with what your recreation is doing. And I really don't do it, but I have artists every week ask me, can I recreate this beat? And I will touch it.
You do get that often.
I get it all this, but they have to have their vocals. Like, you have to have your vocal. I'm not about to just sit there and listen to somebody's beat that you made a song to off YouTube and then own in on that beat and just recreate the beat. No. If I have your vocals, I can then create what I like to do around your vocals based off what the essence was of that original song.
Makes sense. Makes sense, absolutely, because you don't never want to be called for copying somebody's work.
Exactly.
So let's get into the tea real quick.
Come on. Let's talk about it.
So you've been named, your name has been tied to some high profile industry legal conversations involving record like J. Cole's Deja Vu, Bryson Tiller's Exchange, which I think everybody knows them records. What did those experiences teach you about protecting your work as a producer?
I would say it taught me to be just aware of what you're dealing with. At all times, just know what you're getting yourself into. Keep receipts of everybody you deal with in this industry. And to just, really push forward even when you feel like you're being held back. In these situations, just keep pushing forward, because it will be a positive outcome if you make it positive. I know people that have got into situations where music was stolen, and they didn't even try to go after the people. They just became depressed, or they just became down on their luck and quit music completely and looked totally like the other way, like it never happened. And for me, I just couldn't do that. So I just learned to really fight for what's yours. Be aware in this industry and keep receipts at all times.
So to dive slightly deeper into that, I know as like an artist or a business, you can trademark, copyright things. Is there any type of legal protection up front when it comes to a beat? Outside of maybe having a contract or something? Yeah,
I mean, it is. And when I say receipts, that's kind of a part of the receipts. Like whenever you timestamp and create something from the beginning, it's timestamped.
I remember you showing them timestamps on the Tiller situation. And this is not here to throw shade at him. It's just to simply educate. So for people who don't know the story, as much as you want to tap in, we'll, say the Bryson Tiller situation. What happened for people? Let's clear it up, because people might make their own assumptions. What happened in that situation?
So I'll give you the brief synopsis from the beginning. An executive reached out for beats back in 2013. Like I said, I was popping.
Somebody was working with him.
Yes. Well, it's funny. This person, I'm just going to say his name. Everybody knows Cortez Bryant. Cortez Bryant was Lil Wayne's manager at the time. And like I said, I was doing millions of views like daily on all my platforms, and he happened to come across my page, reached out to me, said OVO wanted to work with me, Universal Music wanted to work with me, and that Drake and some other artists, they were going to work on the beats. So I ended up sending them the beats. Nothing ever really came from that situation with any music, but when Bryson Tiller's Exchange came out, I instantly knew, like, that sounds exactly like what I sent these people, which Bryson Tiller, I just had to put it together. Why would Bryson Tiller now have this? All I had to do now was find the producers. Once I found who the producers were, they were all connected. And the producers that I gave the beats to originally, which was Cortez Bryant and his team, Boy Wonder was a part of that camp. That's Drake's producer. So Boy Wonder was already mentoring the producer of Exchange, which was Foreign Tech, Michael Hernandez. No shade to any of these people. Of course, yeah. Like we had to go through this legal process for so long, and it was never any hate towards them. It was just, we got to figure this out.
It's a learning process, I think. I feel like all the way around, like you said, it's no hate, no shade, but some things need to be brought to light because possibly it could help you and them avoid this from happening ever again. Exactly. Because who wants to go down the ugly rabbit hole of legal situations? Like, that's a hassle and a headache. And so was it a true misunderstanding, or do you think it was intentional? It was intentional. Yeah.
It was 100% intentional. And like you just had asked me about recreation. Yeah. It's become so, I guess, just normal nowadays that back then it wasn't normal for producers and executives to reach out to you for something and then give it to their team to say, hey, let's make it ourselves and give it to our artists.
Do you think it's because oftentimes they feel like, oh, I got a bigger name, I can get away with this?
I do. And I mean, I have so many receipts and evidence on these producers that I just can't really release to the public because I don't want to shade anybody and ruin their name like that.
Of course.
Because I know they was just trying to get some money. But they really were fleecing producers. Like, these producers were actually asking for beats from these producers at this time. Like, send me your loop, send me this, and we'll help you get placements. Both camps, not just Drake's camp and not just Bryson Tiller camp. There were multiple labels doing this as a whole. And it hit the fan with me because those songs blew up. And I was not going to let it go.
Listen, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And like you said, it's not to throw people under the bus, shade them, try to ruin their business. But at the same time, you don't want that to happen to you either. Exactly. It's not fair. Did it take you a minute to want to get back in the position of sending beats out again after that? Or were you bitter at all?
Nah, no. See, I'm the type of person that people look at me sometimes when they see me post content that's kind of controversial and they think that I'm in my feelings. I could give two fucks about. I'm doing this to spread awareness and I'm pushing forward. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. Like, that's nothing. That's like you throwing a rock at me. It don't really mean nothing to me, but I'm going to make sure I get what's due. I'm going to get what's mine for sure.
Yeah, because I've known you for a very, very long time. And one thing I can say about you is you stand on business. You're not a messy person at all. But when it comes to your work, you've got to protect that. and I don't care if you're someone just starting out or you at the top or anywhere in between. You have the right to protect your work and say something about it.
That's fact.
You know, so I'm glad that you stood up for yourself. And then, but I also like the fact that you said you're not out here, you know, trying to ruin their reputation. It's just things happen.
I feel like at the end of the day, initially, you know, Bryson Tiller's producer, well, not his producer, but Foreign Tech. I feel like he was the person that felt like he made this song completely by himself, not realizing it was a lot of factors into how that song came about, and we all know that. And then once J. Cole's team called him out, I wasn't even a part of that call out in 2016. They went and called him out and said he was a, you know, re-engineer and beat stealer, and they were mentoring him and stole their beat. But those people had already reached out to me before the J. Cole song came out, trying to put it together to make sure they cover their tracks against me as well. So that's how diabolical this game is, that people will do you wrong and act like they're in your face trying to help you, and they're not for real.
It's crazy. People will get mad at you for something they did.
Come on.
Like,
that's the epitome of my, I had to get back with God last year while my life was like, you mean to tell me you don't feel like you wrong for that? Like,
why? That blows my mind, because I deal with that from time to time. People will get mad at you for something they did.
Come on.
And I'm just like, bruh.
It's that accountability. It's
That's
big.
The accountability.
It's big.
Big always says, stop pointing the finger, start pointing the thumb, take that accountability.
Yes, man.
So outside of the legal scenario of that, did you ever have one-on-one conversations with any of these guys, or did you allow the legal system to handle it?
You know what, T? I had conversations with all of these people, from their managers to the label executives calling me. I have recorded phone calls with these.
Oh, okay.
Like, this all started in 2013, but when I posted my video talking about the situation and showing how I made the beat 2016, I started getting calls, DMs. The situation blew up. It's viral now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got people from, Universal Music Group that's not even signed with these people coming back saying, no, we know they took your beat. Look, we've worked with this producer before, and he's done it to us before. And they're sending me the evidence of how they did him or how he did them. And it was just like, I couldn't believe the type of people that were actually telling on each other, to the point where when this happened in 2016, mind you, Bryson Tiller's song came out in 2015, going into 2016. J. Cole and them wasn't even thinking about releasing Deja Vu. But when I made my claim, they like, oh shit, we're not about to let him think that he made this. So that's when J. Cole and them released Deja Vu, and they all had already reached out to me prior to that. Like, I have conversations with Boy Wonder. Why would Boy Wonder be reaching out to me, talking to me about this, pointing the finger at exchanging them, and then when they put out J. Cole's song, I'm coming back to him like, hey, my nigga, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I've been talking to you for about a year, sent you all my evidence on them, and then y'all put out this song that sounds even more like my song. So I end up coming into a resolution with J. Cole and Dreamville and UMG over that song, because they knew, like, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Why would we put that song out in the midst of him claiming producers are stealing beats, and now y'all pointing at this dude? It was just a slow, retarded, excuse me, I don't want to get canceled. No disrespect to anybody, but that was just really the most fraudulent thing I could think of when they did that.
Yeah.
You just told on yourself.
It's one of those situations where I hope that everybody learned something from it to where it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
What is the biggest takeaway that you took from those scenarios?
Just to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Like, I vetted the situations very clearly from the get-go. I knew who I was dealing with. It wasn't a scam. It wasn't a gimmick. It wasn't nobody acting. I felt like I was being professional too. You just know what you're getting yourself into and know how to handle yourself when you're in those situations, because this situation happened, the beat initially in 2013. I didn't sue them until 2019.
Oh, wow.
I didn't put out the video out in them until 2016. So it was a process. You got to stay consistent with it. These are millionaire artists and producers. These are billionaire companies. You can't fight them. So you have to have everything in line to even take the first step. And we had so many attorneys say, I don't want to touch this. Coming to find out, a lot of these attorneys we reached out to, they were working with some of these people. We found that out in the end, but we actually came to a resolution and a settlement with the party, you know, J. Cole and them, based off us being pro se. No attorney, nothing. I walked in there with my team, Prince Dugan, my business manager, and another manager I had that was a professor at MTSU. We walked in there, and I acted as my own attorney in front of all of these companies, and we walked out on top. And I won't say on top to where we just defeated them in a lawsuit.
Yeah.
No, we came to a resolution, and they said, let's end this right now with J. Cole. Always respects to them. The exchange situation, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, but I feel like they knew you didn't necessarily need that legal representation because they knew you were in the right.
Exactly.
Ever any situation where you would work with J. Cole again or Bryson Tiller?
I mean, 100%.
If things up front were handled the absolute proper way where you were more in the know of what was going on, you would be open to it?
100%. I respect both of those.
Yeah, because they're phenomenal artists.
I mean, to me, both of those artists are at their top of their game.
Yeah.
In both aspects of who they are. But I love both of those artists as artists.
Sure.
Like, I listen to their music every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it ever came to where opportunity came about, why wouldn't I?
I pray that it does.
Yeah,
I really do. I really pray because, you know, I don't know all the ins and outs other than what, you know, you've put out there, but I don't think it was necessarily the artist's fault that happened.
Not at all. Bryson or J. Cole just doing what they do.
Yeah.
You know, and stumbled upon the situation that we all stumble upon sometimes. Don't
Right.
know what's going on in the background, but we roll with it.
Absolutely. So, you know, there might be a full circle moment that comes about, and maybe it could be a G Money, a J. Cole, and a Bryson Tiller collab, all three together, you know?
Yeah.
That would be history right there.
I would love it. I would love it.
So let's talk about some of the other work you've done. You've worked with artists like Cash Doll, Meek Mill, Kevin Gates, Gucci Mane. We spoke on Young Dro, Jadakiss, NLE Chopper, Trey the Truth. The list goes on.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a particular studio session with those particular artists, one of them that really stands out to you?
I would go to probably Trey the Truth. And I'm only going to Trey the Truth because of how genuine and loving he was. Not really knowing me and just kind of taking me in a situation and kind of just taking me under his wing for real. But my first album placement was with Trey the Truth on a song called Why with him. And we didn't literally link in the studio session, but when he came to Atlanta, he had a studio listening party. I think at Doppler Studios, and Hustle Gang, you know, they sponsored it and everything. So I met T.I., did all of that for the first time. But when I got there, Trey the Truth literally took me in like a little brother. Like, called him. I said, Trey, I'm outside. I said, oh, come on in, man. And just walked me around the whole session for hours, just introducing me to people, telling me, you know, everything gonna be good moving forward from here. And it was like the paperwork was right. The promotion behind the song was right. The credits on my name was right. And me being young, never having a real album placement to where I can go buy that album in the store, it felt good knowing that people are doing the right thing in this business. So Trey the Truth really stands out to me as just one of the genuine artists I've ever worked with, to tell you the truth.
He's standing on his name, Trey the Truth. He is the truth.
He is.
I met him one time, and it was funny. When I first moved to Atlanta, Rick Ross had a listening session over at, what's the studio that's right up the road from here? Tree Sound.
Tree Sound, yeah.
And Trey the Truth was there that night. Me and Bigger went, and I met Trey the Truth, and I only had interaction with him for a brief couple moments, but he seemed like such a dope, genuine person. We flicked it up, and, you know, it was cool. Yeah. So maybe y'all could spin the block too.
You know what's crazy? We did.
Okay.
So I have another production company that I work with my homie CL McCoy out of OKC.
Okay.
Grammy nominated, part of the Grammy committee. He does a lot. And another artist / producer out of Texas, Young Baller. So Young Baller actually has a great relationship with Trey the Truth because he's in Texas. And he hit me up last year and said, hey man, we got a placement with Trey the Truth and his new group, The Rejects. So jump back in the waters with Trey, and we got another placement with Trey and his group, The Rejects, which is popping, and it's called Hate Me Now, or Hate Me Don't You.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's crazy how God works, full circle. Like
it's them full circle moments, but it also to me speaks volumes for you as well, because people like that wanted to come back and work with you. Yeah. They wanted to have your name stamped on their projects and what they got going on. So shout out to Trey the Truth, man. You are the truth.
You are the truth. Goddamn it.
So records like Check with Cash Doll, This Shit Is Lit featuring Meek Mill and Fabulous, to me shows like the versatility. You know, you said you've done so many different genres. What makes a beat instantly connect with a major artist? What do you think it is?
That's a great question. You know what's funny about all of these situations is that most of these big situations, it was some controversy behind it. So I never got to really experience what the artist felt in the beginning with these big songs, because most of the time it was a stolen like beat. I'm dead serious, and it's funny because people would always say, "Man, your tag and your name is." I made the beat. So at the end of the day, you got to tell them, I made that beat. And like the Cash Doll situation stem from artists and producers trying to take credit for my work. The Shit Is Lit song with Meek Mill and Fabulous, which was one of my first biggest placements, came from the label not knowing who produced it and still put the song out because they got my music off my website page. That's when I knew that these labels are really, and these artists are really going to websites taking music off.
So they didn't remake the beat, they used it without giving you credit. Is that
exactly?
I feel like that probably happens a lot.
You know what? More than we think.
Yeah.
It really does. And I think that it's sad, as much money as these companies have, why would they just try to take advantage of us, of the creators? It's crazy to me.
Exactly, because it's not the artist per se, it's oftentimes the team or the people they're working with, but can reflect back on the artist.
Exactly.
And that's not fair to them, because artists, when they get to a certain level, I'm pretty sure they're not out there scouring the internet for beats. They got people that are helping them do that.
For sure.
So yeah, that's again, go back to, like you said, having receipts and timestamps and keeping stuff on the hard drive, because that timestamp is going to be forever on there, the date and the time and all that.
Yes, ma'am. Forever. And just to touch on that, like the Cash Doll situation, her songwriter, she actually went to my website, created a whole song, and presented it to Cash Doll.
Based off of one of your beats.
Based off one of my beats. I knew nothing about it, at the time. They're just working. So the only reason I found out about that song was because one of my homies, he raps. He sent me a video of Cash Doll in her kitchen rapping. And all you hear is, I made the beat. So now I'm like, he's like, ain't this your beat? I said, hell yeah, that's my beat. So I reached out to Cash Doll's team, and we didn't hear anything for about 3 or 4 days after that video dropped. And all of a sudden, I got a DM from Molly Mall. And I think everybody knows Molly Mall. It was just kind of weird and his response was, hey, man, hit me up. I got some suggestions about this Cash Doll song. And then he sent me his number. So I'm like, oh, what's good? Much love, man.
Yeah.
Hit him. And he basically told me that Cash Doll recorded that song Check at his studio, and he has a bigger opportunity for us to make more money on it. He wants to put some co-production over the beat. So now I'm like, where's this coming from? Like, why don't I even know anything from Cash Doll yet?
Right.
So I thought that was kind of weird, and I always thought Molly Mall was just a kind of not too good person, just in some ways. A few days go by, and I've been speaking to Molly Mall every day for about 2 days about this situation, how he's gonna do some things with the beat, bring Cash Doll in, do the clean version. So he released a video maybe 2 days later of him in the studio playing our song, being Cash Doll's song. I guess that was the rough version.
Yeah.
Where he's acting like he's putting drums over top of the beat. Like, and he's telling his engineer, stop the beat. Let's pause it right there. Bring the beat back in, as if he was really cooking up. So that kind of weirded me out. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to get at? And me and my business manager said something ain't right here, because I still didn't get any paperwork from anybody.
All right.
We reached out to Cash Doll's team one more time, and they responded instantly through DM on Instagram, through Cash Doll's page.
Oh, okay.
We exchanged numbers, we chopped it up, and then her songwriter finally reached out to my profile and said, hey, call me. Talked to her. She told us the whole thing. She said she got the beat offline, wrote a song as Cash Doll songwriter. They got in the studio, put the hits together. The only reason Molly Mall is in this situation is because Cash Doll was out there for an event, linked up with Molly Mall. Molly Mall heard the song, asked who produced it. She didn't even know at that time because her songwriter knew, but he knew my tag.
Oh, wow.
I have multiple artists. Like, I got this guy named I Am Streets. he was one of Molly Mall's artists at a time, where he got music videos on my beat in Molly Mall's mansion. This is 2014, 15. So I knew when she said that, I said, this nigga knew my tag. Decided to tell y'all, oh, I know that producer. But he told them he managed me, T.
What?
Told him he managed me and he co-produced the beat. So when she told me that, she was thrown back to, she couldn't believe it. She like, what the, hold on.
Yeah, because she seems like she has such a beautiful spirit about herself.
On. Like her whole team were pissed to the point where they almost scratched the song.
Oh man.
They were sending me and my business manager messages saying, hey, we got to get this situated because we don't know what's really going on.
Right.
But we'll scratch the song if we don't figure it out. So now we ain't did nothing wrong, but it's Molly Mall, to the point where Molly Mall starts sending me messages saying, man, you do bad business, man. You were supposed to go with this and go with the flow.
What?
Mind you.
What?
As he's sending me this long message, he's still trying to finesse me and send a contract to where he's taking $1,500 of an advance that I don't know about. They done brokered some deal behind the scenes. He would take $1,500 of my $3,000 I was supposed to get, and $1,500 of that would go to his attorney for attorney's fees.
For what though? He didn't do anything.
Niggas crazy. Like, these people in this industry are finessers, and I think they delusional. Like, the nigga might be in the Epstein files. That's the side. I don't know what's wrong with some of these people. I don't know. Like,
when was that transpired? What year?
That was 2017 going into 18.
Okay.
And the single dropped like beginning of 2000.
Which was the record check is a beautiful record.
Good record. Still pays me good.
Super. Yeah. So now fast forward, have you and Cash Doll been able to work together directly?
Not like I would want to,
Yeah.
but more through like her songwriters.
Got
like,
you.
She'll send me something like, hey, G, we need some more beats for Cash Doll. Or she had an idea about a song for Cash Doll.
That's good though. I love that they are now directly reaching out, because like I said, from the vibes I've got, they have a beautiful situation, but that other person tried to wiggle their way in there.
Oh my God. I still don't understand why.
You've been through some shit, bro.
Oh my God.
I don't curse a lot, but you've been through some shit.
I promise you. And I keep it together only because I don't let it bother me.
You can't.
I got a purpose. I got to still follow. So
100%. That's the thing. You can't, because that's what some people want. They want to break you. Mm-hmm. People prey on our downfall. They don't want to see you win.
Oh yeah, Molly Mall told me he was going to blackball me in the message. Said you'll never work a day again in this industry. And so at that point, me and my manager called him and we cussed his ass out. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, bro, who are you first off? And why are you sending me this bullshit now? Do you want to make this something bigger than it really is?
Exactly.
And we're not talking about legal problems. Like, you now getting personal with this shit. So he let it go because he knew he was wrong.
Of course.
Never heard from him ever again.
I was just going to ask you. So you've never spoke to him ever again because he knew he was in the wrong.
Exactly. And then Cash Doll and them told me that they figured it all out. Once the songwriter was like, no, this is G Money's beat. I don't know how he even got involved.
That is crazy.
That's what's off.
Well, shout out to the songwriter too, who's now, like you said, reached back out to you. And
yes, Jackie. Her name is Jacqueline.
Shout out to Jacqueline. Shout out to Cash Doll. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you guys will be able to get in the studio one day together.
For sure.
You out here working, G Money.
I'm
like
trying.
You are doing your thing.
They're trying to stop my shine, but I'm trying. See,
that is not gonna happen. Most definitely. So you've also built strong catalogs with one of my faves, Yellow Pain.
Oh, my dog. My brother.
I love that dude, man. Yellow. Yes, Yellow.
You know I say it all the time too, man.
Best Believe also watched him rise up over the years. Most definitely.
You know what's funny about Bez? What stood out to me about Bez, we got a lot of songs and great work together, like with Kevin Gates and other artists. But another thing that I know God leads you is I got multiple songs with Bez Believe and Jelly Roll.
Oh,
and for Jelly Roll to be where he's at right now in his career just lets me know like anything is possible.
Yes.
Like I had multiple songs with Jelly Roll when he was a rapper, coming out of Tennessee doing things on his mixtapes that I didn't know that these artists were actually liking my beats from the internet. And Jelly Roll was doing individual single songs on my beats back in 2013, 11, 12.
That's
crazy
hard because he's a mega superstar. Everybody loves him.
Yes, and for him to cross over like that, just blessings. Big up to him and what he doing, the whole team.
And it's only right that you and Yellow work together because y'all from the same area.
Come on.
That is really dope. How important, or what do you learn from building those type of relationships with artists like that? Because you guys have very strong relationships.
I really just learned that God is going to do all the work for you as long as you believe and you're faithful about it. Because me and Yellow really didn't know each other before 2000 and 17, 18. It's
Okay.
like know each other,
Right.
On a brotherhood. We know of each other, but when we met, it was nothing but just, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Like, we met at my studio, and from there it was just love. Like, he pulling up on me to a point where last year I had a real bad, like, just experience in life last year, and he pulled up on me so many times to a point where I actually had to go to the hospital one weekend, and he pulled up on me.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm coming, bro. Like, you ain't got to worry about it. And he was there.
He's such a genuine person, and he's always spreading positivity.
Yes.
It's what I love about him. It's so funny because I remember one of our interviews I did with Yellow Pain. He brought up how he used to, in his mind, he said, I used to be fat. He was a little plump, but he was.
Yeah, we always a little plump, in our days.
Listen, I be plump, slim.
I feel it.
But it was just funny the way he said it because he just got such a kick out of it. He was saying one of his favorite things to eat back then was pizza rolls.
Me too.
Eat them doggone pizza rolls, you're going to have some rolls.
Gotta do it.
Shout out to Yellow Pain. Shout out to Best Believe. Do you guys have anything in the works or coming up with him?
Oh yeah, so Yellow, he just dropped his last EP maybe about a few weeks ago, about a month. And I actually co-produced one record on there. So we're still constantly working. We have another record we did from scratch called Glory Days. I'm excited about that song whenever we get to release that. So yeah, we always working. Like, I just sent him a pack yesterday. So
Okay.
yeah, that don't stop.
Got
That don't
you.
stop.
And shout out to Prince Dugan. What do you guys got cooking up right now?
Oh, my dog Prince. So that's just like my brother, man. I've been knowing him since he was 14. So it never stops with us. We just put out his last EP, Capcom. We did that middle of last year, which really is doing good numbers right now on Spotify and Apple Music. Really, right now, he's just focusing on, being the best Prince Dugan he can be for his family, as an artist, as a brother. I just see nothing but good things from Prince Dugan over this year because, we always kind of all lose our way in a sense of focus, and he's probably the most focused I've seen him in a long time. Like, he went back to school.
Oh, that's dope. What's he going to school for?
Business management.
Okay.
Or it's business. I think it's business management,
Yeah.
but he's really doing that to try to push more into this music industry on a different level. So yeah, I respect Dugan for everything he's doing right now.
Absolutely. I feel like that's one of the biggest steps that a lot of these artists missed is the business side.
Come on.
And that's how some ugly situations come about that could have been prevented if you learned the business and understood the business. Shout out to Prince Dugan. We gotta spin the block. It's been a minute since he's been with, so we gotta get him over here sometime soon as well.
Yeah.
So kind of going back to the sync licensing, you've landed placements in shows like American Horror Story, Being Mary Jane, which was one. I love that show.
Yeah, I rock with Being
I
Mary Jane.
love that show. I hate that it didn't continue on.
Yeah.
Claws, Lethal Weapon. How is producing for music and TV? How do they differ? Is it like, I know you said earlier you got a lot of beats already out there, but do you kind of keep something in mind like it might work for this show, or do you take the same tactic or step towards producing for music as you do television?
It's a little different.
Yeah.
I'll admit it's a little different because if you want to like sync instrumentals for TV shows, you got to kind of follow the guidelines of what they're looking for. Like, you can't just sync anything. And like, I had a sync briefing from a company that needed music for Law and Order.
Yeah.
So we kind of know the type of sounds they like. They don't have like
Got you.
trap music playing, or they might have some melodies playing in the background, maybe some drums here and there. But you gotta kind of play each situation, like individually different. It might be a different briefing for each sync licensing. But mostly I might take 2 days out the week and just work on music that I know would be good for TV or television or radio or something like that, and sync licensing.
So the show Being Mary Jane, how did your work appear in that series?
So I worked with an artist named Nizzy Nice, and we had a song that was pretty big through all of the 2000 teens, basically. So it was called Brand New. And they hit me one day and said, hey man, we picked up a sync licensing for Being Mary Jane through them liking the song. It was nothing more than them just hearing this record taking off, and it got chosen to be on that television show. And they sent over all the paperwork, signed everything, and still to today, whenever Being Mary Jane and those episodes come on, I still get money off and residual income off that.
That is hard.
Yeah.
That is so dope. Again, congratulations, because you've definitely done a lot of work. And that was one of my favorite shows. I hate that they...
yes, salute Being Mary Jane, man.
Yes, most definitely. So we're gonna dive into another topic here.
Yes, ma'am.
With AI. It's a whole big topic.
Yes, it is.
Sampling, things of that nature. There's a lot that's changing in this industry. What do you think producers today need to do to really protect their creativity and their ownership? Because AI is on the forefront. There are whole AI artists out here. How do you protect what you got going on against people, maybe using AI, not a person, but using AI to recreate your work?
It's funny you say that, because I've started to work with AI now. Like mostly everybody in the industry in some type of form.
Yeah.
But I created my own artist, Aya Indigo.
Oh, okay, dope.
Just a female voice, I would say.
Yeah.
That, kind of push out what I wanted to push out through my production and my songwriting. But to protect yourself from people kind of pirating, I guess, your music or recreating it through AI, I think it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
Like in any era, like people find a way to take your music and hijack it. And with AI, the capabilities are crazy right now. So, I really feel like it's nothing you can do to prevent somebody if they want to take your music. I hate to say it.
Yeah, it's the truth.
I hate to say it. And for me, what I do is I don't really focus on somebody, taking my work. I just put it out.
Because you've been there, done that.
Exactly. I just let the world have it. Like with my AI music that I put out now, it's all my original production. Like I said, all my songwriting, but I have a persona that I created with Aya Indigo. And if somebody tries to duplicate that, oh well, so be it. But
right, because that's basically a fictitious artist anyway.
Exactly. It might hurt if you hear somebody take your song, but I still feel like you're protected in every way by just putting out your work. I don't care what nobody say about copyright this, copyright that. Once you put out your work, if you got receipts and stamps, do what you got to do to get your credit, and it'll work. I'm a testament to that. Like I was putting beats online for free for years,
right,
and still made a way to go get my money from music that was stolen. So, AI is a little tricky, but
it can be a beautiful thing when you use it in the right way.
Yes,
100%. When it comes to sampling, do you sample on your beats ever?
I do. People used to tell me that was one of my, go-tos, or one of my strengths in producing was sampling.
Yeah.
And I still do it. I feel like when I moved to Atlanta in 2012, I was doing beat battles and stuff, going to sessions, and I had so many people saying, "You're using a lot of samples, man." And I would just think to myself, like, why are y'all saying this when every song I hear on the radio has a sample from since 1970 to 80 to these are samples that people are, recreating and making new music out of.
Exactly.
So when I hear that, it doesn't really deter me from using samples. It's just once you know you got something that's hot, that's good, can go, it'll find its way into the right hands.
Any young producer out there that's just starting out and they want to start sampling without getting themselves in trouble, what are the proper and legal ways to go about doing it?
My first suggestion would be to find out who holds the rights to the sample, the company or whatever it is. Try to make an initial push to try to contact them and find out what you have to do. As far as, do you have to pay a fee? Is there some type of license I have to retrieve for this sample to be used? Do I have to give up all my credit for that sample? Because some people won't let you sample their song or their music, so you wasting your time. But just really try to find out who owns the rights to those songs and go from there. Just do what's right to get it cleared for real.
What is, like, I know I'm diving really deep, but like if they want to sample, we'll say a 3 6 Mafia, where do they find out who owns the rights to it? Is that public information?
Sometimes you can find it publicly. Like you can sometimes go through Google and say who owns the rights to this song, what company. It could be a RCA, it could be a Universal, it could be anybody, or it could be a subsidiary company that owns the rights to that music and their writing. But if you have a connection with the team or the company, it makes it a lot easier for you to reach out to them and tell them your idea for a song or what you have put out. And sometimes I tell artists, don't be scared to still try to put that song out. If you're not no mainstream artist, let it bubble.
Yeah.
Because once it start making money, they gonna come after you for that check.
Nah,
and
for real.
If it's still making money, they're gonna want to continue to make money off of it instead of pulling it down. So if you just do it the right way, you know, I feel like sampling isn't bad, you know.
Absolutely. I had interviewed, shout out to Project Pata, and he said he's been clearing samples, him and Juicy J, for years. So you never know. Like, some people might feel like, oh, they're never going to clear this. You don't know until you try. Reach out.
Facts.
The worst they could do is say no, or it might be outside of your budget to do so. But a closed mouth don't get fed.
Right? It might just be a day that they got on a high horse. They're like, oh yeah, I want another song out there in the atmosphere. Let's go ahead and release it. Or it could be a day they might be having a bad week, and it's like, I ain't
Hell
clearing
no.
shit. Exactly.
Who is on your bucket list to work with, to produce for you haven't had the opportunity to work with yet?
Man, bucket list. You know, I got some favorites, you know, that inspired me. But bucket list. That's a on the spot question. I want to work with everybody, but artists, I just say right now that are popping. Artists I would like to work with. Female artists I would love to work with, like Glorilla.
I love me some Glow.
Lotto. You know, it's just something about the female empowerment in the rap industry right now. It's just like, it's contagious. Like, damn, I want to try to get a beat with Megan Thee Stallion, you know, whoever it may be that's pushing forward in that aspect. So yeah, the females are killing right now. And, you know, male wise, I always wanted to get a song with Lil Wayne. That's still one of my goals and my dreams is to work with Lil Wayne. You know, I'm open to work with any and everybody. You know, I can't knock what God blessed me with already, so I don't really, you know, look like I need to work with somebody right now.
Exactly.
You know.
You're not thirsty for it.
Yeah, I'm not.
But if there is an artist that you want to work with, do you typically reach out to their management? Like, what steps do you take to get your foot in the door?
A little bit of all of that. Like, it might be the DM. It might be I done connected with an engineer, a videographer, and they just know the person. And it's like, I can connect you with them.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you got to do to kind of, as a producer, to get in front of these people, or, you know, in front of a company or a team, you know, do what you got to do, man. Respectfully, humbly, and, you know, do it with a purpose, for real, and passion.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Come on, you got to be like Kobe.
Gotta shoot your shot.
You got to.
So what separates producers who last 10 plus years in the industry versus those who maybe fade out after one hit?
Never giving up. I like, simple as that. Like, never. I could have gave up 4 years ago. I could have gave up 5 years ago and just, like, I'm retiring. You know, not a retirement, but I'm done. Like, I did enough. It's just, don't stop. Like, why would I stop? I'm never gonna stop making music. I'm never gonna stop trying to do what I love. You know what I'm saying? I got people around me that do it as well, so that keeps me uplifted. And yeah, just keep going. Like, I don't know, just don't give up. Don't lose faith.
Exactly, and I feel like that applies to artists. Everybody, you know, no matter what you do in life, don't give up.
Yeah.
Because there's those memes that we see that, like, you give up today, tomorrow could have been the time where something happens. You never know.
Facts.
We only got one shot at life. We only here for a blip of time.
Come on. It's funny that you say that. Side note, pertaining this, it's one producer engineer that I always just have respect for. We don't have a real relationship, but his story just stands out every time because he actually was in a beat battle that I judged maybe 2014, 15. And it was Matt Tastic from Alabama, you know, engineer producer. And his energy always on stage when he was doing beat battles. And I judged a few that he was in. And it's like he never really came out on top. And except for one that I went to, he won. It's like every time he got better. And to see where he's at now as an engineer and a producer, it shows you that nigga did not give up. And the way that he met, you know, Lil Baby, and to get in his situation with Lil Baby, he said he was working. I saw one of his interviews. He said he was working one day, came outside on break and saw Lil Baby connected, took a picture in his work uniform. And that's how he became a Lil Baby squad, a part of Lil Baby squad, which is crazy to me.
Gotta shoot your shot.
You gotta shoot your shot.
Because it's like, I feel like the absolute worst that could happen is they tell you no.
Come on.
Who cares? You move on to the next one. Like, shout out to my homie Javinci Royal. Something he said to me a long time ago in an interview we did. He said it's what you do with the yeses that count. The yeses that matter. Because we gonna hear no our entire life from birth on. No, you can't do this.
Right.
No, don't touch that. Whatever it is. It's what you do with them yeses that count. All right, so I got a question for you, G Money.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If a new artist came to you with 5 racks, but they ain't got no talent, But then another one came to you and they ain't got no money, but they got incredible talent. Who you working with?
Ah, damn, T. You know, it's crazy because I dealt with this my whole career. Like, I wouldn't deny either artist. Like, initially, I probably would take the 5 racks. It's my job. Like,
yeah.
If you want to come in this studio session and record,
who am I to say no?
Who am I to say no? Just respect my space and we gonna record, man. Drop me the 5, whatever you gotta do. And then I'm still gonna go do the session with the other artist that does not have the budget or the means to give me $5,000, but they have all the talent in the world, and we'll probably put out a masterpiece. We'll probably have content that's lasting for years, and that's gonna make us money. So yeah, it's a little bit of both, but I'm gonna take that money up front.
Listen, I know that's right because it's business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's business because I feel like with an artist who may not have a lot of talent, but they work with someone like yourself, you can bring that out in them.
I'm gonna put my all into it.
Yeah,
yep, exactly.
And you a phenomenal audio engineer. Throw a little auto tune.
Come on. Yeah. Sometimes you got to still be an A&R and the artist development when you're working with these artists. So that's something I look forward to doing anyway.
Right, because let's be honest. At the end of the day, when an artist comes to you, whether you're audio engineering it, producing it, or doing both, your name and your brand is stamped on it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why would you not want to put your full effort into that? Because if I hear a song and the mix is trash, mm-hmm. the first thing I always ask is, who mixed this for you? Every single time. Who is your engineer? Yeah. Not trying to throw them under the bus, but majority of the time, you know what the artists tell me? I did it. I can tell.
You can tell.
I can tell.
You can tell. Yup.
And bless their heart for, maybe they just is not in their budget. But I feel like there's so many ways that artists can learn properly. Like I'm sure there's YouTube videos and stuff out there if you can't afford to go to school to learn how to properly do it.
We talked about that last time. YouTube University.
YouTube University. I'm waiting on my plaque.
Oh, yeah.
I got that. They sent me that. But
that's dope though.
Yeah, they sent me that for I think hitting a certain number of subscribers or something. But I was like, I want a plaque that says I graduated.
Facts.
Definitely. So after more than a decade in the industry, hundreds of placements, probably maybe even thousands. You got a lot of placements. Yeah. What still motivates you to keep creating beats?
To tell you the truth, it's just the love for music. Like I've since I've been a little boy, like I don't know, it's just something about music. Like I would just take CDs from my mama's living room and then go in my room and put it in my little tape player, whatever I got to play music. It could be the PlayStation. I don't put the disc in the PlayStation and listen to it on my TV. And I would just listen to the beats though. It was something that always stood about production. I don't know, it just stood out about that. So yeah. I don't think I ever will stop making music. I don't.
Absolutely. Listen, let's be honest. I feel like a lot of songs are carried because of the beat. Mm-hmm. People recognize it because of the beat.
For sure.
It be the beat that's hard. The song might be mediocre, but it got a hard ass beat behind it.
Hard ass beat, yup.
Yeah,
and nowadays we hear it so much.
Yes.
On these radio hits, damn, that beat hard, but what the hell was they talking about? But we like the bounce. You know what I'm saying? The hook was cool, but it's the beat that kept me going for real.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing that I could put out there to any of these artists that are just coming out, make sure you connect with these producers and give them their credit. Mm-hmm. Because there are times where I will interview an artist and I'll ask them who produced that song and they have no idea. And I don't try to shade them. I'll just simply say, you need to find out and figure that out. Give that producer their credit.
Yeah, it's like it's normal in the industry. It's been that for years. Like I said, my situations, labels were putting out my songs without even knowing I produced it.
That's crazy.
Like the Meek Mill, Fabulous. How you put a song with Meek Mill and Fabulous out on the mainstream? Got it on New York radio, Hot 97. You got Funk Flex dropping bombs on this record. I promise you, they was performing the record in Madison Square Garden. It was all types of stuff that they were doing with this song.
I'm so dead.
And they put DK as the producer when they dropped it. And the only reason I knew is because people were sending me links like, bro, this is your song. But they handled it, and Shy Money XL did what he needed to do, flew me to New York, and we handled that situation. But they do it every day.
Wow.
I give producers credit.
So every scenario that you've been in on that aspect has been fixed per se, would you say? Or is there some that you're still working on getting fixed with the people? You ain't got to put them out there because if it's in the midst of whatever.
Yeah.
But
so it's one situation that people always message me about here recently, Rich the Kid.
Okay.
I try not to really talk bad about this situation because it wasn't my initial situation. I just presented the loops, the beat to the producer, and the producer put this together.
Yeah.
And we got a placement where not Rich the Kid, but Rich the Kid's company own this song because they put it out with his artist.
Okay.
His artist was Ari at the time. She was a big influencer, millions of subscribers on YouTube, and YK Osiris was the hook, and he had a verse on there. So the producer that helped put this play together was Romano, T. Romano, dope producer here in Atlanta. He's worked with Chris Brown, all the big names.
Yeah.
So when I first encountered him, it was through my homie Ike, and it was just so genuine. I would never want to, put a bad stain on Romano. So, because he did business so well. So I tried my hardest to not mention anything when I didn't get paid for this song, But Rich the Kid's company put it out, and for years I'm trying to get $2,500 from these people since 2019, and it's now 2026. Still giving me the runaround. I might get an email every 6 months of we haven't figured everything out yet, or the money's coming, the payments is coming, and these are from like big labels like Rich Forever, tied with Universal Music Group, and it's like they just feeding you bullshit at the end of the day. And I still have not been paid that $2,500 after them telling me we paid out that money already. We paid the producer the money, and I always had in my head like, damn, did they pay Romano? And Romano just kept the $5,000 and just said, I'm gonna keep the $5,000. But he didn't come off like that to me. Why would he keep? He's one of the biggest producers in the industry right now. He don't need that $5,000, and he was genuine. So when I reached out to him, he basically told me like, nah, man, like I don't know what's going on. You should have got paid, to the point where I felt like something was iffy because he said he didn't get paid, but the label had told me they paid him already. So I was kind of at like, who is somebody lying to me right now?
Right.
But I'm not putting Romano in that. I fuck with Romano.
Yeah.
It's this side over here. I know it because Rich the Kid got all of these bad business doings, and come to find out, all the companies that was supposed to be paying me said they cut ties with Rich the Kid. We don't work with him anymore, so we can't send you the payment. Next company, we're not working with Rich anymore. We had something that happened. We can't pay you right now. To the point where I'm hitting his label up. Hey man, I need to get paid. Said they would fix it. Still haven't. Now Rich is just kind of floating around with a whole bunch of bad stuff on his name, to the point where he kind of blocked me now.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it's a lot with that situation.
That sucks. So I know it could probably vary from artist to artist, but typically if we're speaking to artists that's got a big name, they're perhaps signed or whatever, whose job is it? I know it's not the artist's job because they're busy probably touring and doing music, but who on their team, whose job is it to make sure that the producer is getting their proper credit? If they don't know who the producer is, go and find it. Whose job would that be?
To tell you the truth, it's multiple hats. Like, you might be dealing with, like I did. I had a loop being sent. What was the beat? But they broke my beat down and took it and made loops out of it. The manager of some of these artists and producers really have a lot of say so. Now that I've been in the industry, I see that these managers have great connections and relationships with these artists and these companies, so they can just literally say, hey, my client ain't been paid yet, pay me my money so I can feed my family and my team. But when you don't have that relationship with some of these executives or managers to where you're not the person they're looking out for, they don't have your best interest, they might just say, screw you, like you got to do that on your own because you're not my client. And in some of these situations, it turned out like that. Like, I just had good music, I had a good resume, but didn't really have real relationships with these people to where they would fight for me. So I had to end up fighting by myself. And this is one of those situations where I feel like Romano's trying to do good, but it's not his place in a sense of I don't want to step on nobody's toes.
Understood.
It is what it is,
I just love the fact that you haven't allowed none of this to break you.
Oh, never.
Because there's a lot of people who would have been folded.
Yeah.
If anything, it probably made you stronger.
For sure.
You got your eyes wide open. You peep the BS probably before it happens now. And I feel like, not to say that it's good that you went through them things, but oftentimes we got to go through them things to learn those valuable lessons to protect ourselves once, you start getting bigger and bigger, because you got some big placements. That's, to me, it was just all a part of the process.
Yes, I believe it.
So right now, anything that we need to be on the lookout for that you're working on?
A lot. So I started my own official label.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I made the beat. I kept the name. Still a production company, but I'm also doubling as a label now. And I've released 10 singles in this past year, since last year, starting today. And they're all doing well, where I kind of start offering single deals to artists that I already work with, but on my beats, to where we're now going to promote you as an artist on my music, on my beat, and push you out there so you can use my platform as well. And like right now we're sitting at over 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Wow.
Followers are going up on Spotify. We're over like 5,000 Spotify followers. Apple Music is doing crazy. And I mean, I feel like I'm helping build these artists' catalog. I'm helping build their resume as well, and getting them real looks from my audience that, thank God, it's just been bubbling over the past few years.
That is such a genius idea. That is a genius idea. So are you currently seeking to work with artists, or do you already have your roster full?
I'm working with anybody that literally wants to work. And especially if you want to work with my beats, that's kind of an incentive I add. Like, we can do the single deal. And we'll promote it through my platform, still promote it on your platform as well, but I'm going to help get some traction on these songs.
What about right now, Southern Soul?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Mm-hmm. It's so feel good. Have you tapped into that genre yet?
I have. I always been a soulful type person when it comes to beats and like sampling. So I love Southern Soul. It's more of a, laid back type. You still feel that grit in it in a sense, but I don't know. I've been tapping into it lately just because I love that feel.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it just feels good.
Yeah, it does.
Feels good. Most definitely. What is the legacy that G Money is working on creating for yourself right now? What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for really just leaving an impact in this game we call this industry, this music industry, and in life in general. I want people to look back and say, he didn't just make beats. I want people to look back and say, damn, he really built something, that's still lasting, and it helped build generational wealth. It might not be billions and millions of dollars for people, but it helped put people in the direction they needed to be. It helped push their career up in some aspect. That's all I want, is just for everybody that I work with to eat and feel like it's beneficial to them. And I feel like I've done that. I feel like if I quit today, I would be happy with what I built. But it ain't happening.
It's never quit. You got a long way to go.
Yeah.
You are one of the most solid people I've ever met in this industry. And I'm not saying that because you're sitting in my face. You are so solid. Every time we talk, it's always on the up and up. You haven't let anything stop you. So I'm extremely proud of you.
Thank you, T.
You're very welcome, and happy early birthday.
Hey,
happy birthday to you.
Pisces, baby.
Yes. What you doing to celebrate your birthday?
I don't know. I've been thinking about going to a Hawks game, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know yet. I had a party a few years ago. We threw a nice little extravaganza, so I don't know. I really don't know, T. I might just chill with wifey. I don't know.
Listen, I know that's right, because I feel like the older I get, the more I am just blessed to see another year, more life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not so big on, it's nice, you got to celebrate yourself from time to time, but I get it though. Sometimes, like you said, just hanging out with wifey, and that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Most definitely. Anything else any gems, tips do you want to throw out there before we give out your social media?
It's a lot more I could talk to you about. I know we'll do it again, soon, but I just want people to use their resources, the best way they can to benefit them. It don't matter what you doing in life. It could be music. It could be you selling something. You could be creating, artwork. You could just be wanting to go and work at Walmart. Whatever you do, just make sure it's beneficial and you're resourceful with what you use to get to those areas and build from there. And don't ever think you can't be more than, you are. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave y'all with that, look to God and keep the faith. That's what I do. That's how I'm still moving today.
That's a fact. Absolutely. Tell everybody where they can follow you at.
You can follow me on all platforms at I Made the Beat. G Money, I Made the Beat. You could just Google G Money and all of my platforms will pop up, but I Made the Beat on all platforms.
Definitely. Who do you want to give thanks to that's been loving you and supporting you through your journey?
So the two biggest people in my journey have been my wife. We've been together for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Which is
That's so beautiful. That's beautiful.
And it's been a tough journey. So my wife and my mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Aw.
I got a lot of people I could thank right now, and they all mean something to me. Like,
Of course.
I don't never want to leave nobody out. With them two people, I don't think I probably would be here today just as focused as I am and healthy as I am without those two people. And I really want to give my wife a big shout out because, you know, she comes from a place where it wasn't really a lot of love.
Yeah.
And to see where she's at right now, she has 180,000 followers on TikTok.
Amazing.
She, you know, a fashion influencer. She's doing 124,000 on Instagram. And she just started like using social media maybe 5 years ago.
That is amazing.
So yeah, just wife. Give a big shout out to wife.
You named the two most important women in your life. I love that.
Yes.
I love that because sometimes the fellas don't be wanting to give the ladies credit.
Y'all keep us going.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Listen, the old, what is the old saying? Behind every good man is a woman, but I feel like it's next to. You ain't putting them behind you. They right there
Right
on
there
the
next to
forefront with you.
I just told her the other day, before we get off. I told we had a good talk. You know, we go through our things in marriage or whatever.
Yeah.
But we sat down with each other and I said, babe, I'm going to always keep you on that pedestal. And her response was, babe, you don't have to put me on a pedestal. But I said, I'm up there with you too. I'm on the pedestal
I
too.
know that's right.
I'm a trophy too, just like you are. So when I say I'm carrying you, that's what a king's supposed to do. But you are on the pedestal and I am as well. So you just know what you got, man. Know your worth.
Listen, that is beautiful because in today, 2026, there ain't nothing out there. Nothing. So it's like when you find your person and they find you, that's who you're supposed to be with till death do us part.
For sure.
That is beautiful.
For sure.
I love it. Most definitely. My last question for G Money, where are we at?
Industry's most wanted.
Tell everybody what makes you the industry's most wanted.
Man, I'm just that nigga. I'm G Money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hungry, man, and I'm genuine. I treat everybody as they should be treated. And I'm gonna always pay respect. I'm always gonna pay homage, and I'm just always gonna be positive. When no matter what I do, and I always want to keep positive people around me. That's what keeps me going. So, you know, that's me.
You know I made the beat. Thank you so much. It was so good to catch up with you.
Man, I appreciate you, T. Like, you one of the most loving people, most helpful. I don't even know the words to put around it. Like, you do so much for this culture, for this industry, and for us in general. You do it all. So you the GOAT.
I appreciate it. You the GOAT too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We out of here, y'all.
Let's get it.